Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Before we get into this video, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider it. Over 85% of people that watch my videos in the last couple of weeks are not subscribed, so I'm gonna be here every day. I would love to have you. Okay, so the Cody Co situation, just every time I update you, seemingly is getting worse and worser. Worser is not a word, but just let me use it here because it's the only thing that feels right. But basically, we talked in my last video about the fact that it's now being alleged that Cody Co was also dating another minor at the time. Well, there's more to that story now, and also there's more to the Tana story. She has now spoken out about the fact that her, one-on-ones with Cody Co were actually happening when she was younger than 17. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're also going to talk about, we're going to close it off with Cody Co has now been seemingly dropped from the TMG company. Isn't that what the name is? TMG? I think it is, yeah. TMG, yes, TMG Studios have now released a statement. Now, if you're aware, TMG Studios are the ones that Cody's like a huge part of, and they are a big part of the Emergency Intercom podcast with Drew and Enya, who actually just recently left TMG Studios because of what was happening with Cody, which was a really big deal for them to do because, number one, I love Drew and Enya so much, but they have, been trying to get someone to kind of sponsor or, like, house their podcast for the longest time, and then they finally got, brought on by TMG Studios. They got this big set build, they have, this big company behind them, and then obviously the Cody Co allegations, dropped in the mainstream, and Drew and Enya decided that they were going to leave TMG Studios and kind of house the podcast more independently, which was a huge thing for them to do, specifically because they worked so hard, to get backed by a studio. But anyways, I guess let's start from the beginning. So I have a little bit more information on the person that he was dating that wasn't Tana, that was also really young. So this was that he dated a high schooler. I'm religiously watching Cody since Vine and have a vivid memory of him dating a high schooler. So it's basically that him and his frat friend group would hang out with a bunch of teen girls. They would appear in the videos. There was one girl which would appear in, his Vines at the time. I remember looking into it and was surprised that she was like 17 since he was in his mid-20s, which is the same story with Tana. So he still follows all of them on Instagram and they're still in his old YouTube vlogs. So basically, this is the video of him with the girl when he was 24, and here's a photo of them in April 2015 when she was 17. So she had not graduated high school yet. So people are like saying her name and like kind of diving into her more, but I'm not going to do that because I don't feel the need to. But basically, this is the photo of both of them together. So again, we talked about this in my last video, but Tana Mongeau was not the only one that Cody Co was seen with in this light. We know that Tana Mongeau said that they slept together. We cannot assume anything here, but this girl at the time was, I think, 17 years old and was very much so featured in all of Cody Co's Vines, or at least a decent amount of them, and his vlogs, and a part of his friend group. And they very much so were heavily speculated that they were dating at the time. So again, Tana Mongeau is not the only one that Cody Co has allegedly done this with. Here, it, for example, is one of the Vines that they made together.
Oh, it didn't work.
Kinda.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Oh, it didn't work.
So.
Oh, it didn't work.
Kinda.
Fuck.
Just very weird. All right, now we are going to get to, so basically this goes on to say, to be clear, if Tana was the only minor he did stuff with, he's still a disgusting human being, but there is now more evidence that would suggest that he's a creep. In case you had a bad opinion or didn't because of Tana, there's now other stories that are coming forward. Okay, so let's get to the new clip from Tana, which basically is saying that, her relations with Cody, or at least when they first started talking, was actually when she was even younger than 17. Which is so ironic because the Cody Co defenders have been like, well, 17 is so close to 18, so if they slept together, she was almost, legal. She was only a few weeks off it, which literally she was still legally a child, by the way, but now Tana is saying that it actually, they were talking whenever she was younger than 17. So where are the Cody Co defenders now? What do y'all have to say now? What's your defense now? What is your defense of your favorite Cody now?
It also just wasn't like one time. Like I hooked up with Cody Co
so many times across the years that it's like, if I...
Now, that is a story that we have not heard before. Tana has never said publicly, I don't think, that it was multiple times that they slept together. And also, I very much so said that in like VidCon parties and YouTube parties and even behind the scenes with journalists, this thing of Tana and Cody sleeping together has been talked about for a very long time, which is another reason I think all of his friends being like, I'm so shocked, is complete bullshit. But it was never talked about behind the scenes that they slept together multiple times. It was normally just that first time where Gabby Hanna tried to like stop it. So here we're having her confirm that it was actually not just once.
It also just wasn't like one time. Like I hooked up with Cody so many times across the years that it's like, if I have to like, the thing is I don't have the old phone. Like I like want to go find my old phone or old whatever, like to gather more. What if I just went to my Twitter DMs with him to see if they still exist from when I was like literally a baby child? Let's see.
Shut up.
Ooh.
Shut up.
All of it. I'm seeing scrolling.
A lot of thumb movement.
How old was I on April 28th, 2015?
So you were what?
2015.
Shut up.
Brother.
Brother.
And I was just such a fan. That's like the sad part.
So, Cody Ko was starting this relationship in some format with Tana Mojo in 2015 when she would have been 16 years old. 16 years old! Not that this can get any worse, but now we're no longer dealing with 18, 17, we're dealing with 16. You see how much she was scrolling? Cody Ko was in literally his mid-20s, approaching his mid-20s. Where are the Cody Ko defenders now that are saying 17 is so close to 18, which by the way, there's a problem with saying that anyway, you creep. But 16 now? And also, this is something that Tana Mojo has said she was never really going to speak about. And can we talk about the fact that not that long ago, Tana said that Cody reached out to her saying, hey, are we good? Whenever Tana had like mentioned it publicly. Because he knew that not only was it him getting with 17-year-olds, he was actively communicating with her when she was 16 years old. 16 years old. What?
It's like
That's
definitely an
another
abuse of
important
power.
factor.
Yeah, that's
Like,
really fucking... Really
It
sad
also
because,
just wasn't like
So-
one time.
So again, we're going to let this play once more, and then we're going to get to him being dropped by TMG Studios. But again, this just, even Tana acknowledging now that, like, there's so many things wrong with this. He's getting with a 16-year-old, he's trying to get with a 16-year-old, whatever it is, right? And he also is dealing with someone who's a fan of him. So he's using that to his advantage. Let's let this play one more, and then we're going to get to the statement from the studio dropping him.
Like, I hooked up with Cody so many times across the years that it's like, if I have to like, the thing is I don't have the old phone. Like, I like want to go find my...
Sorry, I know I said I wasn't going to stop. The more he ignores this, by the way, the more shit's going to come out. That's how this works. This is no longer at where you stay silent, you get away with it. Doesn't work like that.
my old phone or old whatever, like to gather more. What if I just went to my Twitter DMs with him to see if they still exist from when I was like literally a baby child? Let's see.
Shut up.
Ooh.
Shut up.
All of it. I'm seeing scrolling.
A lot of thumb movement.
How old was I on April 28th, 2015?
So you were what?
Shut up.
Brother.
Brother.
And I was just such a fan. That's
He's talking
like the
with a
sad part,
16-year-old.
is It's like
That's
definitely an
another
abuse of
important
power.
factor.
Yeah, that's
Like,
really fucking... Really
It
sad
also
because,
just
like,
wasn't...
Ugh. Okay, now let's get to the statement of him being dropped. Okay. So TMG Studios, this morning we shared the note below with the employees of TMG Studios. We wanted to share it with you as well. Our shows will resume in the coming weeks. Thank you for the support, because obviously they've been like silent right now. Hi everyone, we want to start by thanking you all for your patience while we're working to figure out the best path forward for the studio. The best path forward. We know it's been a very strenuous few weeks for everyone, and we really appreciate your willingness to bear with us because Cody Ko cannot come forward and address what he has or hasn't done. You're the most creative and incredible group of people. We feel so lucky to work with all of you. TMG Studios is what it is because of you. We couldn't be more proud of the incredible roster of talent we've been privileged to work with and everything we've accomplished together. As we enter into this next phase of the studio, we wanted to let you know that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations at TMG Studios. What does that mean? They're literally not saying that Cody's dropped. They're saying that, so this is Cody and Noel, by the way, their company. So they're saying that Cody will not be involved in the day-to-day operations. So it's still his company, he's still working there, but don't worry, he'll not be involved in the day-to-day. What the fuck does that mean? It's like actually one of the worst statements they could have sent to their employees who are at the hands of the comment section because of Cody Co. What has transpired over the last few weeks is a personal issue for him, and Cody wants to remove any effect this is having on your professional and personal lives and the work you do for our hosts at TMG Studios. Noel will continue to lead the team. His top priority remains the life and growth of the studio and its talent. Our audiences see your hard work every week, and we want to continue that. They deserve it, and so do you. We have built something truly special, so he's committed to keeping that alive and well. Sincerely, Cody and Noel. Cody won't be involved in the day-to-day, but don't worry, he's still going to be here. He's still going to be here, don't worry. He's still going to be here. This is a personal issue for him, but he's going nowhere, motherfuckers. You can't do shit. Your podcast may be getting their comments flooded with thousands of comments saying, you know, people aren't going to support because of Cody, but he's still going to be here. Fuck you guys. Drew and Enya were so smart for getting out when they did. Okay, so somehow the Cody situation gets even worse. Muckers, let me know your opinion down below. Let's talk about it. Bye.